Hello,
Hi, writer
friends.
friends. Welcome to the Right Away After Party. I'm Nick.
And I'm Kath.
Yes. And
And we're
today
having interrupting coffee time.
we're just having our coffee. So grab a cup of coffee and sit down with us. We're about to talk about timelines.
Timelines.
Yes. Writing is fun until it comes to logistics, right? It's like the logistics of writing and timelines. I mean, who needs them?
I'm
They're
going to
just
tell you,
they're just not the fun part. They're just not.
no, I have to tell you when I submitted my novel to the publishers after their request, um, one of the editors came back to me and said, excuse me, Kath, do you have a timeline? I'm like, what are you talking about? No. Right? I'm at the editing prior to publishing moment. And oh boy, yeah. I'm like, what a silly thing to ask for a
So
time.
what is your timeline? What's the totality of time in your book? What do you think it
The
is?
totality is just a few months.
Okay.
But
Did did you
the
ever narrow
flash
it
there
down
are
to
flashbacks
yeah.
and there are moments in time which need to be accounted for. And because it's in this fantastical land where people can only come by ship once every 4 years, I have to bear that in mind. On a leap year, I kind of walked myself into that pit.
Gave yourself a very narrow timeline.
I did. I did. So,
Don't do that to yourself, writer friends.
um, yeah. So when you suggested we talk about timelines, I'm like, I don't know that I want to go there. So I thought, well, oh, coffee day. Yeah, coffee. Let's just chat about timelines. Yeah, I'll get mine out of the way quickly first.
No,
That's
I want to circle back to that because a
awful.
leap year. So a leap year is how many times
Every 4 years is a
every
leap
four
year.
years a leap year comes around.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then every now and then there's a hiccup. I love that. I'm going, okay, I might have to work that into my story, but not this time.
So I think for me, if that's kind of happened with my fantasy that's, out there right now. So my fantasy was kind of a similar thing. Like I thought, oh, it's a fantastical world. I don't really have to worry about timelines. I can just do whatever I want, nilly nilly, like whatever. No, it doesn't work that way. So the whole book is capsulated in about a month. It's about a month, the whole entire
That
book.
works.
But she's asleep for about 2 weeks of it.
Oh, that's a boring part. What does it
So,
say? Z, 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 and lots of blank pages?
yeah. When she wakes up from this whatever she was in, it's 2 weeks later. And so I had to take account for that. Like, what happened in those 2 weeks, what changed in those two
Oh,
weeks, and the problem with me too in that particular book, and I did the same thing that you kind of did, is I gave myself day trees. So every day a tree kind of grows and produces a certain kind of fruit on a certain kind of day. So like oranges on Tuesdays and bananas on Monday. It's like, and so I had to keep track of that, which was such a nightmare.
yeah, you got the wrong tree or the wrong day.
To tell everyone like what day it was. So it's like, it kind of gets glossed over in the very beginning, like what
Mm.
day the trees are there. And so when she wakes up, she's like, oh, there's mangoes growing. She knows it's like a third. I don't even remember it. I think it's a Thursday and mangoes. It's like, so I had to have a running sheet with myself of like all the day trees, and then,
That's it.
oh my gosh, it was just, why did I do that to myself?
We do these crazy things, I think, because we're trusting this process, this story that's coming out, and we don't really think about the technical aspects of the story, maybe.
Yeah.
I know that when that editor asked me, I had to think, well, it's obvious, isn't it? And so I wrote down 3 or 4 dates, and I was just about to send that when I realized, hang on, wait, because I know what's coming next. So I have to make sure that, do you know,
Yeah.
I ended up making an Excel spreadsheet,
Oh my God.
learning so much about
Like
when the,
I said, logistics part of writing. This is
oh,
oh, the office work. It's the office work part. I just, I had to end up getting a calendar and I ended up writing in the calendar all the days. and the trees, and then keeping myself. And then I picked, I think it was like 2001 to follow, because I wanted to make sure that, I followed the calendar as well, because I don't know, it was just a lot. It was, keeping all the, times, and that's another thing too, is that I time stamped my emails in the book. Why did I time stamp the emails?
And do you know that and do you know what? When they read those in the audiobooks, they read the whole
I
thing.
know
And
they read the timestamps.
yes, and they read the email address. And if it's one of those really like the right away afterparty.com.
Well, I'm calling them emails, but they were inter-office communications. So they
I
weren't
remember
they
that.
weren't really emails, but like they were to and from somebody. They were time stamped, and I had I just made that book was a labor of love.
I agree with you. I
Labor
agree.
of love, and I learned so much. I really cut my teeth on timelines with that book for sure. And then I just finished unraveling some timeline mistakes I just made with my writing partner in the book that we're finishing. Again, final edits. We think we're kind of done. And then I realized, hey, wait a second. You mentioned a school dance that's like going to take place in a couple of weeks, and my character said it's going to take place in a couple of days, and then she goes. She goes to that dance, and you're like still not even in there. I'm like, this is like a really big mess, and how do we unravel this without losing what we wrote? And like, and
Oh.
oh my gosh, and like
How
my character like not keep moving forward. It was just, it was chop chop chop, reorder, snip snip snip,
oh,
cut paste, write a little bit more to make the transition fluid. About 7.5 hours of work
oh my gosh. I
last
think,
Saturday.
yeah.
I came out of my office like a zombie, and my kids are like, "Are we having dinner?" I'm like, "We're going out for dinner."
Oh my word. Oh my word. That's so funny.
It was insanity. I
It
was just,
is.
and then I texted him. I said that timeline was bazonk. Like it was zonkers. I mean, it was just like I didn't even know what to do. I was so confused on how to make it work, because do I go with his? Do I go with mine? Do I slice and dice mine? Do I slice and dice his? Like it was just, it
So
was.
what did you do?
I went with his. It made a little bit more sense for me to be able to fill in the gaps of the timeline rather than having him shorten up the timeline, because he had already written a couple other scenes,
Mm.
So I had to manufacture scenes. And we're still trying to stay in that really sweet pocket of 75,000 words. So it's like, I can't just keep adding willy-nilly. I have to like, take into account the word count. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
being a writer sometimes. I'm just like, why did I pick this profession?
Because you love it, because it's part of your inner
Oh my
self,
gosh.
it's in your
I mean,
chromosomes.
I was literally cursing my old self. I was like, Nicole, you picked this profession and I'm just not happy with you. Like, this current me is not happy with the one that came
Well,
previous.
let me ask your current you a technical question.
Yeah,
Because everything that happens in our life leads us to the sweet point of where we are today.
exactly.
I'm wondering if all the work that you're doing now in your day job, the one that pays the bills, is actually coming to help your writing life. Because
Oh,
yeah, you have to organize
oh yeah.
timelines
I'm a time
with,
manager. I'm literally a time
well,
manager.
so what have you learned from having to go back with for 7+ hours to correct that glitch in the time? What have you learned that can help you going forward? What can you do
Well,
better?
I'm telling you right now, when we go to start book two, we're going to write down all the events.
Yes.
There is going to be no pantsing in book two.
No pantsing.
Book two is going to be, no, there is going to be pantsing, because I do love discovery. I'm a discovery writer, and I wouldn't have fun if I couldn't discovery write. But big events are going to be not buttoned down. We're going to be like, no, this is going to take place in December on this Wednesday, and this is going to be,
Yeah.
we're definitely going to button down some events, big events. And so we know they're gonna serve as kind of a roadmap anyways, and like some lampposts along the way. Because when we wrote this first draft, we kind of just allowed ourselves to have fun. And then when we wrote the revision, I guess we just didn't really realize, that I don't know how we didn't realize the gap, because there was two. There was actually two. There was the
Uh,
dance. The dance was a huge gap, and then their birthday party was a huge gap. Like,
that's kind of a bummer because they're twins.
yeah, we couldn't decide what day they were actually born on.
Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh
So
boy.
these are like things we needed. We also didn't discover until like maybe halfway through the process what the mother's name was.
Yeah.
So I just think these were things that maybe we're gonna like really sit down and talk about and discuss before we start book two. And these are things I'm gonna start looking at before I start my next project too. I'm gonna like
Mhm.
really look at timelines and look at big events and when they
Yeah.
take place and what comes before, what comes after, and I guess I'm gonna turn into a little bit of an outliner now.
But that's okay because remember what Maya Angelou says, and I keep quoting again and again, when we know better, we do
Yeah.
better. And
Yeah.
when we do better, we forgive our former self. We don't
I
beat
don't know. I haven't
ourselves
I haven't
up.
forgiven her yet.
Oh, please do. Oh, please do. You've just made a beautiful discovery right here at the Right Away after party, and you've realized, this time I need to do thus and so. My
Yeah.
current job is actually training me how to do that.
Yes. I'm
I,
becoming a time manager. Yes.
good. I
Sure.
love it.
And you know what? I think for me, like it's gonna add a little bit more efficiency to getting a book completed, because I do tend to like drag a project out a little bit. So this will help me get my projects going a little bit quicker if I can
Yeah.
do a little bit more of the laborious work ahead of time versus during revision. So I don't know. This is, I guess, I mean, you're going to do it regardless, right? You're going to have to look at it regardless. So might
Yeah.
as well do it previous.
Yeah. So another thing that I learned, and this was while writing the follow-up to the book that's been published.
Yeah.
I'm writing about them trapped underground.
Okay.
And, I've got them scurrying here, scurrying there, uncovering this and discovering that and blah, 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 blah. And it's all in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking everybody can see in my head because,
Oh, you didn't put it on the page?
I did. I wrote about where they were going and how they were going about. But then I realized at one point I really need to make a map.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah.
And I had had to make in the first book, I had had to make a map for myself and for the editors of the palace, the location of the palace and the town and the this and the that and everything that was. And I forgot that. When I got to the second book, I thought, this is straightforward. And I didn't even think about a map. And so halfway through, I'm having to draw the map and going, oh, right. So this kind of doesn't work.
Oh no. Oh no. You're like, wait, where is the tunnel?
I thought the tunnel was coming from there, but actually, it's got to come from here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Our mind is brilliant, and our mind is sometimes
Yeah.
weird,
And
weird.
you have to remember your own timelines too. Like you have to remember like you have to remember like especially like with my fantasy too. Like I had levels, levels of living. So it's like, I
Yeah.
had to remember the different colors, like what that level was. Like the orange level, I could not remember for the longest time. Like, what's the orange level again? I don't remember. And I didn't write it down. So I had to go back and like search for it in my novel. Oh my gosh.
That's too much.
Don't do that to yourself either.
Don't do that.
If you're writing a fantasy, I'm telling you right now, please do yourself a favor. Write down
Yeah.
all of the logistics of the book. Write down where the book is taking place. Write down the world. Write down, if you have different levels, what those levels mean and what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And then because we still want to be pantsers,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
We
I'm,
still want to
I'm
do
holding
things.
on to the idea of being a pantser.
Well, here's what I'm going to throw out on air, just like that, because we just talked about it before coming on.
Yeah.
We just interviewed a writer, And she brought one of her poems and read it, and it was gorgeous to hear somebody read their poem. And I said to Nick, what if we have the Right Away After Party open mic?
Open night night.
Open mic night. And we both love the idea. And we're
Yes,
both going, it just seems so logical. Every writer needs to practice reading aloud. Every
yes,
writer, because you're going to be asked to read aloud when you
exactly.
become an author, unless
Yeah,
you become like a recluse author, which I don't think many people are, to be honest.
no.
So I'm putting us under the gun, and we're pantsing, totally pantsing. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know where it's going to sit. If it can sit together with the Right Away After Party, if it's going to be a different thing, if it's going to have a different logo, if maybe we'll do it live and say, okay, meet us at blank time. And we're going to go live with, open mic night, and you just sign up. And I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? And then we might learn and go, oh, shoot, we should have made a timeline. Right?
Has the logistics about that. Yes.
But I think we need to take these risks sometimes because from risks, beautiful things can come.
Yes, yes. I mean, like thinking about it now, like I don't think I would have gone back and changed the way both my books developed that are done now because I love the way they came out and they
Yeah.
came out that way because of all the love and labor that went into them. The endless amounts of revision that went into them. Um, I do think that moving forward, I would love to have a little less revision, a little less headache, a little more productivity.
Yeah. I think the more practice we get, the more we learn about these things or we've stumbled before,
Yeah.
the better we become at them. And
Yes, I
yeah,
1,000% agree.
yeah.
I mean, the book that I'm working on now is just like coming out like fluid and I'm loving
Beautiful.
it. Like I'm just really loving it. It's my first time ever writing third person past tense too. So I've never written that
Oh,
way before.
okay.
So that's
So I
interesting.
have a quick question before we stop this because we've run out of time.
Oh yeah, we're out of time. Yeah.
Do you have a timeline for your current book?
Um. Oh my gosh, that's a good question. No, and I probably should create one.
There you go. There you go. Whoopee! You can
I
learn
right
all
now
sorts of things.
I'm just in like the plane right now. I'm just learning the characters right now, so it's really fun. But yes, I should create a timeline.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, friends. Love us. Love yourselves. Keep writing and
Yes,
join us at the Right Away After Party.
yes,
Look
and,
out for the open mic.
and like and subscribe our channel. Love you, writer friends.
Bye.